Hello children, welcome back our next online class. In this class we are going to see about what is water, water resources, conservation of water, natural vegetation and wildlife, and conservation of natural vegetation and wildlife. The first topic is what is water. Water is a vital, renewable, natural resource. 3/4 of the earth's surface is covered with water. Therefore, it is called as water planet. The excessive use of water leads to a shortage in supply of fresh water, either due to drying up of water sources or due to water pollution. Water conservation can be done by afforestation, adopting effective techniques for irrigation and promoting rainwater harvesting. 3/4 of the earth's surface is covered with water, out of which only 2.7% water is fresh water, but only 1% of fresh water is available for human use. The next topic is what is water resources. Water resources are sources of water that are useful or potentially useful to humans. It is important because it is needed for life to exist. Many uses of water include agricultural, industrial purpose, household activities, recreational and environmental activities. The next topic is what are the uses of water. Water can be used for direct and indirect purposes. Direct purposes include bathing, drinking and cooking, while examples of indirect purposes are the use of water in processing wood to make paper and in producing steel for automobiles. The bulk of the world's water use is for agriculture, industry and electricity. The next topic is what is the meaning of water cycle. The water cycle shows the continuous movement of water within the earth and atmosphere. Liquid water evaporates into water vapor, condenses to form clouds and precipitates back to earth in the form of rain and snow. Water in different phases moves through the atmosphere. This is mentioned in the next animated video. Please watch carefully.
Our topic for today is water cycle. The sun heats up the water from oceans, lakes and rivers, and water changes into water vapor by the process of evaporation. Plants also lose water in the form of water vapor from their leaves into the air by the process of transpiration. As the water vapor rises up into the air, it starts cooling down and forms tiny water droplets. These water droplets come together to form clouds. This process is called condensation. When the clouds start getting heavy and cannot hold the water droplets anymore, they fall back to the earth in the form of rain, hail, or snow. This process is called precipitation. Some of the water that falls on the earth seeps into the ground. This water is available to us in the form of groundwater. The remaining water falls back into oceans, lakes, rivers, and seas. This process is called collection. Then the sun starts heating up this water once again. This circulation of water is called water cycle.
The next topic is what are the factors affecting to shortage in the supply of fresh water. According to WHO UNICEF report, more than 700 million people do not have access to adequate drinking water. Beside of this, access to safe drinking water, poor people in rural areas are not having enough reliable water for irrigating the crops, that is primary source of their livelihood. Groundwater is essential source of drinking water for half of the world's population. The causes of shortage of water are both natural and human activities. Natural activities like droughts. Human activities like overusing of water, dumping of garbage into water bodies, increasing population, a rising demand for food and cash crops, increasing urbanization, and a rising standard of living. The next topic is what is water scarcity. Water scarcity is the lack of sufficient available water resources to meet the demand of water usage within a region. Water shortages may be caused by climate change, such as altered weather patterns, including droughts or floods, increasing pollution, and increased human demand and overuse of water. A water crisis is a situation where the available potable unpolluted water within a region is less than that region's demand. The next one is conservation of water resources. Water conservation refers to the preservation, control, and development of water resources, both surface and groundwater, and prevention of pollution. Water conservation includes the policies, strategies, and activities to sustainably manage the natural resources of fresh water, to protect the hydrosphere, and to meet the current and future human demand. Pollution, household size, and growth and affluence are affect how much water is used. The next one is what are the different methods using water conservation. There are three main methods used to conserve water. The first one is dams. The second one is rainwater harvesting. The third one is drip irrigation. The first one is dams. These are hydraulic structures that can either control, redirect, or obstruct the flow of water from a water body. Dams are made from wood, stone, or concrete. The second one is rainwater harvesting. Rainwater is collected from rooftops or ground and stored in large tanks for later use. Rainwater harvesting is popular in Rajasthan, West Bengal, Meghalaya, and Tamil Nadu. The third one is drip irrigation. This method is most practiced in northeastern states for irrigation of farms as well as save the local water resources. Bamboo pipes flow water over a long distance and end up in drips when they reach the plants. The next main topic is natural vegetation and wildlife. Here we are going to see about what is natural vegetation. Natural vegetation refers to the plant's life that grows in a region according to the climatic condition and other such factors prevailing in that region. In general, there are about 5 broad varieties of natural vegetation in the world. The next topic is vegetation in India. India has a very diverse geography due to being in two separate temperature zones and a very varied landscape. It is also has a large variety of its natural vegetation. Let us take a look at the different types of vegetation we can find in India. The next topic is what are the main types of natural vegetation in India. In India, there are 5 main types of natural vegetation. The first one is tropical evergreen forest. The second one is deciduous or monsoon type of forest. The third one is dry deciduous forest. The fourth one is semi-desert and desert vegetation. The last one is mangrove forest. The first vegetation is tropical evergreen forest. The tropical evergreen forest usually occur in areas having more than 200 centimeters of rainfall and having a temperature of 15 to 30 degrees Celsius. They are found mostly near the equator. Region is warm and wet throughout the year. Trees reach great height up to 60 meters or even above. In India, evergreen forests are found in the western slopes of the Western Ghats in states such as Kerala and Karnataka. They are also found in hills of Jainita and Khasi. Some of the trees found in Indian tropical forests are rosewood, mahogany and ebony. Bamboos and reeds are also common. Common animals found in these forests are elephant, monkey, lemur and deer. The one-horned rhinoceros are found in the jungles of Assam and West Bengal. The next vegetation is tropical deciduous forest. These are the most widespread forests of India. These forests grow in regions with moderate rainfall. The trees will shed their leaves in dry season. The trees are usually very valuable as timber. This forest is also called the monsoon forest and spread over the region receiving rainfall between 200 cm and 70 cm. Trees of this forest types shed their leaves for about 6 to 8 weeks in dry summer. The third one is the thorn forest and scrubs. In the region with less than 70 cm of rainfall, the natural vegetation consisting of thorny trees and bushes. It is found in the northwestern part of the country, including semi-arid areas of Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Uttar Pradesh and Haryana. Acacia palms are the main plant species. Trees are scattered and have long roots penetrating deep into the soil in order to get moisture. The stems are succulent to conserve water. Leaves are mostly thick and small to minimize evaporation. The fourth type of vegetation is mountain forest. In mountainous areas, the decrease in temperature with increasing altitude leads to the corresponding change in natural vegetation. The wet temperature type of forests are found between a height of 1000 and 2000 meters. Between 1500 and 3000 meters, temperature forests containing coniferous trees like pine, deodar, silver fir, spruce and cedar. Silver fir, junipers, pines and birches are the common trees of these forests. Common animals found in these forests are Kashmir stag, spotted deer, wild sheep, jackrabbit, Tibetan antelope, yak, snow leopard, squirrel, shaggy horn, wild ibex, bear, and red rare panda, sheep, and goat with thick hair. The last vegetation is mangrove forest. These forests are found in the areas of coast influenced by tides. Dense mangroves are the common varieties with roots of the plants submerged under water. The deltas of the Ganga, the Mahanadi, the Krishna, the Godavari and the Kaveri are covered by such vegetation. In the Ganga Brahmaputra delta, Sundari trees are found which provide durable hard timber. Palm, coconut trees are also grown in some parts of the delta. Royal Bengal tiger is a famous animal in these forests. Turtles, crocodile and snakes are also found in these forests.
Natural vegetation of India. India is a big country with a variety of climate. The variation in temperature and rainfall, together with the diversity of relief, has blessed India with these type of vegetation. Tropical rainforests. There are evergreen forests found in the area of high rainfall like Western Ghats and northeastern states. These forests are very thick and tall and consist of valuable species of plants like teak, ebony, bamboo, sandalwood, rosewood and rubber tree. Tropical deciduous forests. They are found in the areas of moderate rainfall, 80 centimeters to 200 centimeters. The seasonal contrast of temperature and rainfall affect their growth. They are of deciduous nature. These forests are found on the large parts of peninsular plateau. Teak, sal, shisham, neem and mango are the main species of trees grown here. Trivia. India is one of the 10 most forest-rich countries of the world. The 2013 Forest Survey of India states that the forest cover is increased to 69.8 million hectares. Thorn and scrub forests. These forests occur in the region of low rainfall. Here only thorny grass, scrub, bushes, cactus and date palm grow. They are mainly found in Rajasthan, Gujarat, parts of Punjab and Haryana. Mountainous vegetation. On the slopes of Himalayan mountains, the vegetation changes with altitude because temperature decreases with altitude. Trees take time to grow and quick regeneration of forest is not possible. From sea level to about 1800 meters, deciduous hardwood trees such as sal are found. Up to a height of 3000 meters, pine, cedar and deodar trees and some conifers are found. Softwood trees such as pine and birch grow at a height of 4500 meters, beyond which there is not much vegetation. Conservation of forests. The continuous exploitation of forests has damaged our ecosystem to a great extent. The loss of forest cover also causes large-scale flooding and soil erosion. There are several reasons responsible for the loss of forest cover, but the most important has been the increasing population of living space, fuel, wood, cultivable land, etc. Trees take time to grow and quick regeneration of forests is not possible. Forests have some detrimental effects on our environment, such as loss of habitat for wild animals, loss of fodder for domestic animals, loss of medicinal plants, etc. Forests are also need conservation because loss of forest cover also leads to global warming due to excessive carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Since increasing population is the greatest cause for reducing forest cover, we will have to increase our efforts to control population. Diversion of forest land for other purposes has to be prevented. Reckless cutting of forests needs to be checked. Steps have to be taken to stop shifting cultivation. Large-scale planting of trees, afforestation, is another step in this regard. Forest fire is another cause of forest depletion which needs to be controlled. Quarrying also should be discouraged.
The next main topic is wildlife. Here the first one is, what is wildlife? Wildlife traditionally refers to undomesticated animal species but has come to include all organisms that grow or live wild in an area without being introduced by humans. Desert, forest, rainforest, plains, grassland and other areas including the most developed urban areas all have distinct forms of wildlife. Wildlife includes animals, birds, insects as well as the aquatic life forms. They provide us milk, meat, hides and wool. Insects like bees provide us honey. They play an important role to the ecosystem. The next one is what is biosphere and what is ecosystem. The first one is what is biosphere. The regions of the surface and atmosphere of the earth or another planet occupied by a living organism is known as biosphere. The next one is what is ecosystem. An ecosystem is a geographic area where plants, animals and other organisms as well as weather and landscapes work together to form a bubble of life. Ecosystem contains biotic or living parts as well as abiotic factors or non-living parts. The next main topic is distribution of natural vegetation. Temperature and moisture determine the growth of vegetation in a particular region. Forest, grassland, scrubs and tundra are the major vegetation types in the world. Thus, dense forests are present in areas which have abundant supply of water. Forest is a large area of land dominated by trees. Grassland is an area in which the vegetation is dominated by a nearly continuous cover of grasses. Tundra ecosystem are treeless regions found in the Arctic and on the tops of mountains, where the climate is cold and windy and rainfall is scant. Tundra lands are covered with snow for much of the year, but summer brings bursts of wind flows. Scrubs is a plant community characterized by vegetation dominated by shrubs, often also include grasses, herbs. Shrubs land may be unsuitable for human habitation because of the danger of fire. The next topic is what are the main factors which destroy natural vegetation and wildlife. There are two main factors which destroy natural vegetation and wildlife. The first one is the natural vegetation and wildlife are destroyed by man. It includes deforestation, construction activities and agricultural expansion. The next one is natural vegetation and wildlife are destroyed by nature. That is climate change, forest fires, tsunamis, landslides, earthquakes and floods. The next one is what is the importance of conservation of natural vegetation and wildlife. The government has made national parks, wildlife sanctuaries and biosphere reserves to protect the natural vegetation and wildlife. Many awareness programs like social forestry and Vana Mahotsava are also encouraged to conserve the wildlife and forest. The next one is what are the famous wildlife sanctuaries in India. India boasts of some of the most beautiful and diverse wildlife sanctuaries in the world. Among them, the oldest and by far The most famous is the Corbett National Park in Uttarakhand. It was established to protect the endangered Bengal tigers from hunters and poachers. Another important sanctuary is the Ranthambore National Park in Rajasthan. Other than tigers, leopard and the wild boar can also be found here. And then there is the Bandipur National Park, famous for the elephant that stay there.
Conservation of forest and wildlife. Biodiversity. Biosphere is that part of the earth in which living organisms exist or which supports life. Biological diversity or biodiversity refers to the variety of organisms existing on the earth, their interrelationships and their relationship with the environment. Preserving areas of biological importance makes them a part of our national heritage. Government agencies take care of the forest and animals. The government lays down rules, methods, and policies to protect and conserve them. Wildlife sanctuaries, national parks, biosphere reserves, etc. are protected areas for conservation of plants and animals present in that area.